Welcome back, fellow scrubs. This is Mark D. Wiz. It's Monday, so we're working on Pocket Fighter EX, and that is a community-based game. So it's not affiliated with Capcom or SNK, just a fan game, free, for fans by fans. So, I got some stuff to go over today, and then hopefully I'd like to attempt to make a better counter hit spark. So we'll see if that goes through alright. So, first thing I'd like to go over is actually what we were going over last time in terms of trying to find a glitch that we had. We couldn't reproduce it, but it's a glitch that I think still existed. So if I do a search for stream, like that. No results? I thought I marked it, but let's see. How about, I don't need caps, right? No, still no results. What did I do? Did I space it? No. I thought I marked it cleverly with stream on there, but I guess not. So, let's see. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's in this controller. Might be why. I think it's in Hit System controller. Could be wrong, though. Let's take a look there. I did find something of interest. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's here. Oop. Now let's see if I... Yeah, see, I did tag it. Stream note, see? Just was in the wrong file, that's all. Okay. So, I'm going to erase that since I no longer need that to remind me. So here's what I got now. Enforce 4 correction. Hey, Jet Paradox, thank you for the host. So Enforce 4 correction code used to have this, where it was the position had to be less than the floor plus a small correction. At one point in time, this was necessary for how I was doing things, but it is no longer necessary, and I think that this is a problem. So we had seen before the is airborne check would check to see if this was true, plus also if you were actually jumping, or if the system thought you were jumping, we would do that. And that just has this, but it does not have the correction. So the correction was actually potentially interfering with that. So we'll keep that. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of it because we don't need that no more. If I leave it there, I might think that I left it there for a reason. So where this comes into play is where is it? Here, and then this will scale up to here. Yeah, okay, so take a look at where we are here. This is our main loop. This is our main update. So this is where I was digging around before and saying, oh, okay, we're gonna look for if you're jumping here. Yeah, if you're busy and you're jumping, or not busy and jumping, we're looking around there. Well, guess what was at the end of this entire update method? Let's see, did I expand that? Let's see, close that. Here, close this. It was this. That code was automatically checking at the end of every update in order to bring you to the ground if you were close enough to it. To correct you, to push you above the floor was really it. So if you had been a part of a move that pushed you under the floor, that you would never actually go under the floor, because every frame we're going to check if you're under the floor. And we were going to do that by checking with that tolerance. And then it would pop you up, or it would actually pull you to the floor if you were above it by just that much. And I think that's what was going on. So you were being pulled to the floor at a time that you weren't supposed to be able to, because you were still technically above the floor. So you were both in the air and on the floor at the same time, essentially. Some kind of like strange wiggle room here. So yeah, we don't want that. What are you doing, Pep? Hey, that's cat food. Get out of there. Yeah, it'll make her sick. Yeah, the cat food. What are you doing? Hello? Did you come say hi? What you doing? What you doing? Come here. Come here. Yeah, you were eating that fucking cat food, weren't you? You little bitch. Yeah, get out of here. You're gonna have the fucking shits now. God damn it. I swear to God, owning dogs is a pain in the ass. So, yeah, anyway, I did apply that fix. And while it was really hard to recreate the issue anyway, I did not see any issue. So, oh, I forgot my spot. There we go. So yeah, that just to follow up on that, since we were banging our head against it for a while, I did eventually find something that may have been the issue. So who knows? When it gets released and actual matches get played, if that glitch ever pops up again, then we know we didn't fix it. And if it did, if it never pops up, or if it never pops up, we know we fixed it. And if it does pop up again, then we know we haven't fixed it. And so we'll have to start searching elsewhere. But I think that was a pretty good case for, yeah, this looks really bad. And it's one of those, it could just get so slightly close to the ground in certain situations that it may have caused a problem. So maybe that's fixed now. We'll hope. So that is all for that. This does, however, the reason it was there was, oh, it's going to recompile, of course, because I changed I removed the comments. So this does, of course, exasperate the problem before, where Terry is not equipped to come back to the ground properly, and so like light works, but heavy makes you in this weird half state. So Terry is and Ryu are actually a little more busted because of that. So Ryu had, I think, the Shin Shoryuken. I don't know if it does on both hit and whiff. I'm pretty sure it does it on whiff. So, see, and now Ryu's busted. So that was, originally that was there to help bring people back down to the ground who just barely came up. I don't know if it'll, no, he comes back on this one, but not in all cases. Hey, J. Esteban Zapata. Hopefully I said that right. Well, thank you for the follow. I think it was a follow, right? Okay. Yes, it was a follow. Okay. It flashed a little quick because I was trying to pronounce the name there. I didn't really read what happened after. I have the same sound for a couple different notifications, so that doesn't help sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, anyway, that's fixed. Obviously I have to adjust Ryu's Shinsho so that it doesn't do this anymore. But that's alright. I needed to do that anyway. That's nothing. Oh, hey! MR1M0, thank you. That was another follow. So, yeah, I mean, I gotta change those anyway, and of course Terry hasn't gotten any of that treatment yet, so his moves are fuck busted right now. Because I changed how the code works and all that, so. That is what it is, and that's alright. So the next thing I wanted to go over is I'll save that. I was doing more work on the deterministic engine. So of course that's a separate project on the side. So we'll take a look at that. And we'll see, hopefully it's refreshed. Nope, it didn't refresh. But if I hit save, it'll refresh. I gotta find a better way to do that. You used to be able to set in Unity a property that caused objects to be like, oh hey, I need to resave myself, and now you don't have that use of that property anymore, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So So what I'm working on currently is getting deterministic collision detection going. I also did some rotation work, so you can see here in the way that it follows the rotation of this object and positioning and all that. There's still a couple issues with it. So if I go to this rotation test and I give it a Y offset, now it starts to diverge, and you can really see that when it's in 3D mode. So a Y rotation starts to really diverge. And what I did is I put, where are we? It's going fast. Ah, why is it so fast? Okay. So you can obviously, I have the graphic here so that you can see, oh, hey, the position it thinks it's supposed to be in, the green position, is my calculated position. And the position that it actually is in Unity, when they're lined up now, I have a red orb, and the red orb is Unity's position. And if you see that, and the green one, you know something's wrong. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with my rotation calculation, because the weird thing about it here is, and we'll turn that off for a second. The weird thing about this is that it's all fine and dandy on each individual axis. So say that's on the Z, and say I turn that off and eliminate the rotation, but then I do, oh, not 50. Then I do Y rotation on its own, and it looks fine. Like, I think that's what it's supposed to do, because the Y-axis is up and down, so you're rotating around the up and down. Like, that makes sense, right? So, and you can see it here. It's going around. I'm like, okay, well, that works. That's all fine and dandy. So let's reset that. And then you do X rotation, and you can see the sprite here rotating on the X. You can see the positioning rotating here. So okay, that's all right. That looks fine. But whenever you have any of the two both active at the same time, then they just get kind of weird. Actually, no, that's incorrect. The X and Y at the same time will work. But as soon as Z comes into the equation, now it gets all busted. I don't know, it just starts going weird. So I haven't figured that quite out yet. Although I don't really need the X and Y rotations necessarily in this game, because everything's done basically with the. I guess that kind of hides it, doesn't it? Oh. Alright. Oh, that's backwards. Right? No? Yes? Where are we? We're lost in space. Nobody remembers that show. That's way before everybody's time. No, it is backwards. Yeah. There we are. So I don't really need the X and Y rotations necessarily, because it's a 2D game, so it's not like I don't need to scale anything that way. I can just squish it if I want to scale it. But speaking of scale, back to 0. So when it's spinning around here, and I'll do this in 2D, it'll be a little easier to see. So if I do, like, say, decrease the scale or increase the scale, it works. So I'm happy with that. Everything seems to be okay on that front. So, is this part of Pocket Fighter? Yes, this is. So I have a separate project file for doing deterministic calculations. So that way I don't have to deal with the complexity that is Pocket Fighter on top of all that. So here's the main Pocket Fighter application here. And but I need to do experiments in a different project, so I'm using assets from an old game I made in order to do that. So what determinism is, deterministic stuff, it applies to, if your game is not deterministic, you can't have GGPO or rollback netcode. So I need to change everything over on the game to be rollback. Hello.
Hello, you big nerd.
You're going to stand there and start giving me the, what do you call it, legal coaching?
Illegal coaching?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you pick anything up?
Nope.
No Dairy Queen this time? Oh, what a bum.
I didn't know I was supposed to. You should have texted.
It's like every time I'm on stream, I just you know, a blizzard just appears out of nowhere.
Well, I didn't drive myself
No,
this time.
I know,
I was out
I
with
know.
my aunt.
I know, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, so.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just because it happened like 3 times in a row now.
Just make a turn.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
So, determinism basically means that the game will calculate the same way every time you play it, as long as the inputs are the same. And so you need that for like replays. So if the game doesn't show a proper replay, then, you know, there's something wrong there. And so I'm using this as a test project to get that kind of stuff. So all these calculations that are being done here are using fixed math, so they're deterministic. Using floating point math, they will be different depending on what computer you're using it on, or if you're using it on Android or whatever. It'll calculate things differently. And you can't have that, because if the 2 games that you're playing together calculate differently, well, you're going to end up eventually with a situation that, oh, on my screen, I punched you. And then you're like, nah, on my screen, you missed. And it's like, oh, well, okay, that just screwed up the whole game then. And so that's what we call a desync. And then that usually leads to a disconnect. So you don't want that. I mean, it's some capacity, it's inevitable that you're going to get a desync in some regards, but you got to make sure that any kind of desync is not gameplay critical, or that the divergence isn't enough that it actually matters. And so you want to make sure as much as possible, as tight as possible. So you might miss things here or there, but through testing, you should be able to work those out. So I was showing the progress that I've been doing here, because once all these are done, the time system, all the deterministic stuff, then I gotta port it into here. But if I did it here first, it would take 10 times as long, because then I'd have to contend with everything else that's going on. So here, it's just kind of a clean test environment that I can screw around with. But that aside, there's also these up here, these blue boxes, and that's the deterministic collision system. So it's only partially functioning right now, but if I were to take let's say it's -2, we'll do -1. So if I do 0.5, so see how they're red now? That means that they're overlapping. If we do 0.3, they're still overlapping. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then if I go all the way to 1, of course, they're not overlapping. And it's curious because they're not even though they're technically touching, they're not touching by such a micron of space that it doesn't count. Now, Unity would consider this typically a valid collision, that they're just barely touching, but this one does not. And I could change it to do that, but I don't know if I want to. So we'll see how I feel about that. I think this is probably the more accurate take, where they're not really touching, even if it's a small micron. And as long as it's consistent, whether or not this counts as an overlap or not, that's fine. So what I haven't handled yet is here. See, now I tilted the box so that I'll do 45. Do 45 degree angle. So now what I did, I'm only doing the bounding box, and what that means, it's the most outer layer going on here. And I'll change this one to like 25 so that you can see what's going on here. It's actually really hard to see beyond the background here. So let me turn the player off. And let me turn level. No, background. Let me turn that off. Excuse me. Oh, we'll turn music test off to get rid of that icon, right? Oh no, that's not the icon. What icon is that? Who do you belong to? Oh, these are the sound effects. Yeah, we'll just turn those off. That's fine. Okay, so now you can see more clearly here that we've got just the bounding boxes are colliding. So if I move this one Can I do one? Oh, I can do one. 0.23. Okay, we'll do it this way. So now you can see, well, actually, let me put him up 1.2. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see here that this is the first stage of collision. You draw a bounding box essentially around all the outside of the shape. And then you say, hey, the bounding box between these two things are overlapping. So now the next step is we need to check, are these actually overlapping? And of course the answer is no, we can see that. But there has to be some sort of mathematics behind that. But the mathematics to tell if these two rotated boxes are overlapping is more intensive than just checking a bounding box, because you're not dealing with rotation or anything else. So it's kind of like step one to say, hey, are they close enough that they might be touching? Okay, cool. Now we need to check if they're actually touching. So that second part is a part I haven't finished yet. The first part is drawing the bounding boxes and detecting whether or not they're actually legitimate. And so I can even add more here. I don't think this will refresh though. It will not. Let me add to this to refresh the boxes here. So I'm going to say that there's an initialization method, and that will run on awake. But we also need to run it on validate. So, oh, we need a excuse me. We need a refresh. Public bool refresh boxes false. And this is a really cheap and dirty way to do this in Unity. So I just see if refresh has been checked, because it's going to be a checkbox, then turn the checkbox off so it doesn't keep rerunning, but then run the init and go from there. So let's see. That should be all right. Of course, it's gonna recalculate now. Can I turn off? Yeah, I can turn specific stuff off. Oh, audio source is off. Oh, I can turn the icon on and off. Okay. There we go. And then just for simplicity's sake, so we can see what the heck's going on here, these are gonna go away. Alright, now let's do it again. So we've got our boxes. And I'm gonna say I want box 3. And so I should be able to hit refresh, and boom, there's box 3. Box 2 and 3, we'll just rename this here so we know who's who, are on the same coordinate. So if I go here and say this is on 2, and now they're on different coordinates. We do on 1, he's not close enough. But we'll do on 0.9 and max of 0.9. We'll do that. 0.9, 0.9. And then box 1 we'll do negative 0.9 and negative 0.9. There. So they're like that. Let's see, I cannot see their actual inside box. Oh, because they're not rotated. Yeah. Right. So we'll do the rotations. Now you can see them because they're not overlapping anymore. Box 2, 25, and box 3 we'll do at, I don't know, 5, whatever. Then we can just see them. So again, here's the idea of, hey, they're close enough to be overlapping, so then we've got to check them again. But if, say, box 3 is outside of this range, so let's say he's 1.4 or something, then we know that those bounding boxes are not overlapping, and so we say, oh, hey, this is not even touching the bounding box, so there's no way that 1 and 2 could be, hitting 3. So we don't bother doing the more intensive calculation. Let's kind of like do it in steps to say, hey, are they close enough? Cool. And we want to check deeper and see, are they really colliding or not? So that's where I am at this point. And so this seems to detect accurately enough. so I just got to move on to the next step. It's just a lot of work, so it's going to take a bit of time to get through all that stuff. So that's pretty much it where I am there. I built somewhat of a... How do I put this? I built somewhat of a framework to handle circles. I'm not too worried about circles. I really just need rectangles. Because hitboxes are typically boxes, right? So, I mean, in Smash are circles. Or spheres, actually, I believe. Because they're dealing with 3D space. But you get the idea. I mean, hitboxes, you really don't need much more in boxes. And in Pocket Fighter, of course, there are only boxes. I think in a fighting game, it's fine to have things that are non-boxes. But then, oh wow, the performance is really shitting. Let me at least pause this to see if does it clear it up. Wow, it's really tanking. Oh, you know why? I got all these inspectors open. That's why. Never mind. Yeah, it wasn't the other one being open. It was just the inspectors. Actually, it's easier to see the boxes if you do the line and box, and you can really see it. And that's pretty much what the game really is on the back end. It's just a bunch of boxes moving around. So in Pocket Fighter, the resolution is so small that there's no reason to oh jeez, that wasn't even close. There was no reason to do like a spherical box or circle box or an angled kind of box. Like it just doesn't really matter. They're not big enough. The sprites aren't big enough that you're gonna see a meaningful difference here. So due to that, I'm not gonna bother probably with much more than rectangles at first. Circles might be easy enough to handle, but like multi-sided polygons and stuff, crap like that, I don't know if I'm gonna get into it for this project. Probably like if I was doing something with bigger sprites, like not even like CBS2, but I'm talking like something like Skullgirls. You don't want to have to make boxes for a diagonal thing when you could just make one. You could do like it's just famous images of this where like they use 25 boxes to create the arm. You don't need to do that. If you have an angled box, you have rotation on your hitboxes, you could just make one rotated hitbox, or maybe like two or something, if you want to get a special shape out of it. But you know what I mean? So, like, that's really beneficial for that. It's just Pocket Fighter's not that high-res a game, so the distinction to make a, like here. This is, for all intents and purposes, a diagonal box here. But I just put two together, it's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. Or, Ken's probably got a better example of this. Yeah, that's pretty straight, though. Let me switch to Ken. And, because he's got, like, the crazy kicks are very much a candidate for that kind of thing. So, I don't know if this one does or not. Yeah, so here, see, this is basically an angled thing here. You could, like, I'm just gonna put this in Ace right quick. You could, instead of doing all that, you could just say, let's see, what color will pop out here? Probably red. You could just say, hey, your hitbox is this. You know what I mean? Then you don't need to do all that. But in a game where the pixels are this big, it really doesn't have that big of an impact on it, you know? Let's see, can I make this? Yeah. Maybe like 5 pixels. Yeah. There you go. That is a little easier to see. I could say, okay, the leg portion of this is really this. That's kind of what you're doing, right? So, you know, that's what I would do in a full resolution fighter. You know, something like Skullgirls or something. Instead of having all the rectangles to simulate that angle. And for the Easlaugh Eastlaugh 2 is an indie fighting game made by some Japanese guy. I think he's doing it on his own. His name's Free. Excuse me. If you look at the hitboxes in that game, you will see things like that. They'll actually be like for the character when they're standing. Well, not a real triangle there, but it's kind of like this tent like figure, because it doesn't show so well here, but if you do let me turn off the boxes to show this. Oh, hide. Oh. Let's see. Oh, it's Control Shift S. Yeah. So on Windows 10, Control Shift S will give you a quick little drawing tool. It replaces the snip tool if you're familiar with that. It's very, you can do it anywhere. Just I'm sorry, not Control, but Windows Shift S. Windows Shift S, the Windows key. Shift and then S. That will get you that kind of thing. So okay, we'll do the same thing here. So what he does, and I guess I'll use green now because it's going to stand out a little better. What Free does is he says, okay, the shape of the body. Oh, that's the wrong one. The shape of the body is basically this anyway, right? So the hitbox ends up looking kind of like that. And it's not exact, obviously, but you know, that's the idea he's going for, and I tend to agree with that. So I think that would be the way to go for something high resolution. But in Pocket Fighter EX, like I said, the pixels are so big that you could technically do it, because again, the game doesn't run on pixels, but it does run on, you know, like intricate, tight hitboxes. Like you see, you zoom in here, and they're literally so thin. The hitboxes here, they're much thinner than a pixel on their border. But when you play the game, you can't see that. The only meaningful visual distinction is 1 pixel, because it's so low. That's why you have the border around it. So if you go past that point where the visuals go, you know, the player can't determine that. They can't look at that and understand what the hell happened, because there's no visual information to tell them what happened. It's just it kind of worked for some reason, or it didn't work for some reason, and that's bad. You don't want to do that. So there's no need to do it in this project. So that's my diatribe about hitboxes. Thank you for coming to this TED Talk about hitboxes and shit. So that's where I am with that, and I think that works out pretty good so far. It's going to take a little bit of time to get the full breadth of everything here, but I think it'll work out okay. And then once we have that, then I got to do animation. Deterministic animation playback. That one's really going to be like putting a bullet in my brain, because that one's not going to be fun. You're going to have to deal with curves and all that shit, and the animation event controls, and I'm not even sure how that's going to work. And yeah, so that'll be fun, except it won't. That'll probably be the hardest part of all this, because I like having Unity's animation studio. I don't want to call it a studio, but like I like having having the ability to go through the timeline and set the sprites and all the properties and stuff. So the idea here is that we want to keep this. We want to be able to edit the animations in Unity, but we want to play them back deterministically. And maybe that'll work, and maybe it won't. Well, we'll have to find out. There's a lot of stuff to attempt to do here. If we can't use this, then we have to find a different way to build animations, and that one that one will make you question whether or not using Unity is even worth it in the end, because that's a huge deal. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see if I made the good decision to actually use Unity in the first place. But when people ask me, hey, I make a fighting game in Unity, and I'm like, check back with me next year. I'll tell you if it was a good idea or not. It very well might not be. But hey, we won't find out till we do it. And where's here we are. Let's say get the hitboxes to load properly here. Well, that's funny that the first part of the attack actually has hitboxes that are not what you would expect. I could. Let's see. That is 1, 0, 2, 3. I'm going to assume that it's 2 here. 2 changes to 4, right? Yeah. So I could say that 2 here is -1. Yep, that was the right one. And that 2, there, we made an improvement already. 2 starts here. There we go. So now it's not there. Now it's there. Etc. Wonder if Ryu has the same issue on his animation. Oh, this should pull back too. Back to the sprite. Okay, let's copy the state here. Now let's paste it here. Oh, this to also be here. Keep the same frame data. Same advantage, rather. Yeah, and then we're back to this for the last 2 frames. That should actually look better. Especially when you're doing multiple. Yeah, that already does look better. Especially when you do them one after another. Then he comes all the way back in before doing the next one. That looks way better. See if Ryu has that same problem. I did those animations so long ago that it's just dumb stuff like that I've missed. Yeah, he's got the same problem. You can tell because when the foot doesn't come back all the way when the next one comes out, and he kind of like twitches there. Yeah, that's not right. So let's go to Ryu. It's crouching kick. Oh, we need hitboxes. Yes, so he does this exact same thing here. Okay, so first thing I want to do is -1, and then here 2. There. So we've got those proper boxes, and then here I want to copy this onto here. Get rid of that. Copy this here, and we're good to go. Actually makes it a little more safe by those 2 frames, but that's alright. I'm okay with that. Well, he slides a lot here. Does that line up with the hitboxes? Yeah, I guess it does. That's alright. But you can see now that he has to come all the way back. What is the body position? Zero 4 0 9 4 4. Okay, that's all right. I guess it's okay. Yeah. So when you do them side by side, they're much better. So he actually has to reach back down and back in. Looks like he animates a little bit differently though than Ken. So let's make Ken human here. Oh, yeah, Ken doesn't slide around as much, does he? What about hitboxes though? Does Ken's hitbox? No, it looks right too. Yeah, Ken's is better animated, isn't it? I know I'm wasting all my time on this and not doing the pixel art I wanted to do, but now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it, right? So 4, 4, 9, 4, 4. What are the offsets for Ken then? That's why 0, 5, 1.1, 5, 0, 5, 1.1. Don't know if Ryu has the same offsets, so his okay. Toe reaches all the way out, overlaps the box, right? Okay. We may not have the same offsets, so we might have to get a little creative here. But we will start off with that. So 0. Oh, this was 0.5, right? Oh, geez, that looks weird already, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. No, I guess it doesn't. No, that looks alright. And then this was 1.1. Got a negative 1.0 there too. I think that's to keep his line on the ground. Yeah, that looks alright. And then this would have to go back to 0.5, and then this finally back to 0. So that looks okay to me. I think that'll be the superior way to go here. It doesn't look as jittery. Yeah, that's much smoother. Yeah, that works all right. Oops, black there. Yeah, all that looks good. I'm trying to do. There it is. Trying to do the light kick after. I'm getting the negative edge of the heavy when I do that. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. Wonder if that will work. Yep, that works. And it looks good too. I'm hitting it too late. Yeah, that's alright. Cool. Thank you. There, put that there. She brought empty my wastebasket at my desk. So yeah, alright. We fixed a few animations.
And I organized the candy since I've been home.
Oh boy. Good job. Oh, take that tag off the stove. Oh, okay. I don't know if I've got them over here or not. They may. don't think they're there either. Yeah, I'll figure it out after stream. We're not here for this. Hey, hey, Ninja Boy, what's up? How's it going for everybody? Well, it's going. I suppose it's not too bad. It could always be worse, right? It could always be worse. All right, let's. Can't say that I'm in particularly good physical shape. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm good, and then I'm thinking, like, no, not really. I guess I'm not, but that's okay. All right, let's see. He's gonna do Hadouken, right? Okay, that's easy fodder for this. So we're gonna change it from free aspect and actually put it at the pixel resolution of the game. There it is. You notice the FPS counter got crunched in the process because it's actually running at this very, very tiny. But what we want is to take a screenshot of this here, as I feel it will be easier to pick out and develop the oh wow, it actually whiffed. That's funny. It'll be easier to develop the counter hit spark if I'm going to use a bigger version as opposed to the smaller one. And then when I have that design down, then I can scale it back down to the other. So I'm trying to get. Hey, Mike Pro 1308. Thanks for the follow, man. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. I don't know if Scrubbot has it programmed or not. I hope so. YouTube. Nope, Scrubbot does not. I should add that to Scrubbot. If you look down below from the video here, there should be a link to the YouTube in the Twitch channel summary. If not, just go to YouTube and search for GameDevScrubs, and it'll pop up. So, and I upload pretty much like this stream. Oh, goddamn. Okay, we're gonna do this a different way. We'll do input view on, and we're gonna cheat, and we're gonna go forward, down, forward. Oh wait, shoot. No, I gotta make him do the. Here, we'll do this first, and then forward, down, forward, and punch. Boom. Okay. I suppose I could take a screenshot of this as well. So, use our handy dandy little screenshot taker. Go to new. Well, there's the first one. Next. There's this one. Yeah, no problem. Sometimes I upload special videos there, like the little tiny videos I put on Twitter. They end up on YouTube usually too, so that'd be a place to get all the video content that I produce. God, I hate that word content though, and I caught myself using it. I hate the word content. It sounds so sterile. It's like, no, I don't make content. I make video games and I make videos and shit like that. I don't make content. It sounds so sterile. I don't really like it. Okay, good. That's got all the frames that we need now. So we can go back to here, free aspect, and come back here. Alright, so we're going to pause that, or well, turn off the game, and we're going to two things. One, we need to pull up effects, general effects, and we need this hit spark special, small, that's small, large, I believe that's it. How long have I worked on this? I think since the fall of 2017. I think that's right. I think it was November 2017 I started. So it's been a while. I mean, I only do it in my spare time, so that takes a while to get anything done. But also a lot of it is building the framework for future features that are going to be needed by other fighters and stuff, and getting all that in first. So theoretically, that will take less time per character to get out. So like everything's all ready and set, and we just slam the characters in one after another. Now we've taken kind of a detour to get netcode working. So we want to put rollback netcode in, and that has a lot more changes than I kind of anticipated. So that's taking a while, and that's what we're currently working on. And when that's out of the way, then we'll put in LBRY, and then we'll choose one of the next characters to put in after that. So the characters themselves have been determined, but the order that they're included in is not. So there's Chun-Li, Guile, Kyo, and Mai Shiranui will make it into the game, but in what order, I don't know yet. Just kind of playing it by ear. I would love to work at it full time, but my Patreon ain't that big. Start pumping into that Patreon, and you guys can hire me full time. I'll be beholden to the people, right? You guys would hire me. It'd be community hiring. I don't know, something like that. I would love to do this all day long. That'd be great. I could probably do at least 10 times faster than normal, maybe more. Once I heal up, by the way. I'm not really doing too great in that department. So even if I had the time right now, I still have to rest a lot. Okay, so the idea here, oh shit, did I? Oh no, I didn't make these different layers. Oh, I fucked it up. Okay, X, hold on. I'm gonna make a new. Let's put that one. Let's close this, we don't need this. Okay, and go back. And then we'll copy this and make a new. Thank God for undo states, right? And then this was the original. Okay, so then I want to make a new layer. And that layer is going to have this one on it. And I'm going to make a new layer. And that layer is going to have this one on it. So the idea here is that get layer 2 here and get the move M. No, V is move. Oh jeez, not even close. Okay, so this one's still too low. And what I can do is basically just see the animation frames here, so that I've got an idea of how this is. Whoop! I moved the other one back. I got an idea how this is supposed to look in game. To the left, and it's too low. That no. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah. It's the HUD's moving. Is why it looks like it's shaking. Because the screen does shake, but I'm aligning the sprites themselves. So, okay. So that's alright. So now, I can cut out the excess crap here. And we're only going to really focus on the hit spark here. So we can do this. And now it's kind of like an animation. So, in fact, let's do that. Shoot, I wish I took all the frames here, but I think they're only for reference, so it's fine. So we can wipe those out, wipe those out. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's all our counter hit spark basically is. So there is a couple things we have to account for, unfortunately, now. That's different than before. And so I'll show that here. And I think we worked on this last time. Let's see. Here. So pay careful attention to how this whole scenario plays out. 1, Oh no, oh no, I screwed it up. I must have reverted to change. It's supposed to wait 3 frames to show the flash. It doesn't? I thought we made it so that it did. I think we reverted it because it was they're tied to the guard break flash as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's hold on. I want to actually show this because this is important to how we're going to animate it. Very important. So match control. Oh, you know what? I bet I only temporarily did it. So flash white, counter hit. Here we are. So the counter hit here is going to be delayed by 3 frames. The little flash. So it doesn't look too different yet, but when we slow it down, you'll see it. So boom, 1, 2, 3. So it shows up on the 3rd frame of the hit instead of the first one. And then it does its stuff. So the reason we do this is because in rollbacks, typically you don't get a rollback that's greater than 3 frames if it's running pretty optimally. Obviously different connections are different, but the vast majority are going to be, you know, in that spectrum. And it looks fine in motion, but it prevents the screen from flashing when it shouldn't have flashed during a rollback. So if your opponent actually did interrupt you, say, in that 3-frame window, the game doesn't know that yet until it gets the inputs to tell if that happened. And that's all great. That's all well and great, but here's the problem with that. Is that the, yeah, we need to know when this is happening. Shit, I gotta do it faster. There we go. Your animation is gonna have to be synergistic with how that flash occurs. So if it's at the wrong state and time, it may look a little strange. So here, see, boom, see how this black shows up first? And then, okay, it's actually the spark's not even visible until it comes back out. So that makes it a little easier. We can just do we can do a quick paint over. So we have to account for those 2 frames being in there, which it looks like the hit sparks are invisible during that flash, which is fine. But that also has to be in our animation, and they're only 1 frame, so we need to make sure that looks good during that. So it looks like they're going to be in the middle here. So this one, let's pause it again to find out. I just need the color information, essentially. I could look it up through the file, but it's honestly probably easier to just do it. Oh shoot, it went quick. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, so hold on. We'll just do it manually. It's fine. Flash. The main element here is gonna be white, right? Yeah. Is it white? No, it's close. It's 94. Okay. So we want here, we'll put this on its own layer, new layer, call it flash. Here, we're going to paint. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get, there we are. Yeah, it's 240, I figured. That's our base white in game is 240. And then the next looks like fighters and projectiles. But where is, oh, I'm sorry, fighters and projectiles. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, it's not, I got them wrong. Yeah, it's black, and then it's that color. Okay. Yeah, we want background, so I did the wrong one here. So it should just be black. I'm assuming it's, yeah, 000. Okay. Here. So this frame, yeah, indeed, we do want black. And then this one, it's a different color of some sort. Fighter projectiles are there. Oh yeah, okay. So it is that 240. Okay, that's fine. No worries. Yeah. So here, boom, boom, boom. And that way the black here kind of works in a way. But I think it's happening a little too quickly. Okay, so now that we have that, that's fine. The next thing we need to find out is when do the hit sparks happen in general. So first contact, frame 1, boom. Okay, it's right there, frame 1. Alright, that's fine. And so is the black. And that's why you can't see it at first, because the black circle masks it. And then, oh, I should have paid attention to that. One, 2, 3, 4. It's on the 4th frame that the big one shows up. Okay, and that's important too, because we got to lay out our little mock scene here. And these two don't count as frames, so that's going to be frame 3, which means that the big one's going to show up after that. So we want... Yeah, let's do the big one first, so I don't forget where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be after here. But it's funny, it actually shows it there first, and then it shows here. Okay. New layer is going to be the hit FX. Yes. And then here, we'll just paste this in here and overlay. And the idea is that we can eventually shut these off and then see the hit here. It's funny that it's... Oh, you know why? I think because... Yeah, see, it lasts for 4, right? And this is frame 3, and then there's still the the first frame on frame 4. That makes sense. So we want to... Where is that now? Oh, there. Okay, so we've got this to this, and we're just gonna copy this on the frame 1. So there you go. Oh, there's basically what the thing does. Cool. And I guess we'll have to see how long that second one lasts. Wow. Oh shoot, I counted the wrong one. Actually, you know what we could do? This will probably be a little easier here. Where's that hit spark? Should be lit up because it's active. Large hit spark. Let's just look at the animation, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh shoot, it's currently hidden, right? Yeah, we'll turn that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's only for 3. I think it's on 333. And yeah, we could probably animate this better anyway. It works as is, but Questions in the chat. Let's see. Not sure, but is Pocket Fighter going to be published or not? Well, it's a free fan game. It's just on GameJolt. So just go to GameJolt. I got the GameJolt launcher here, which is in beta, but you can use it too. You just go to GameJolt, search Pocket Fighter in here, and I mean it says launch here because I've already downloaded it, but it'll say download, and then you can install. That's the version 0.3.3. So that was released 10 months ago. So I do a big public update when everything is working fine. Right now I'm at 0.3.14, probably 15 at this point, so I made enough changes, but I keep forgetting to update version. I do development builds on Patreon, but they're not, I mean, they've got all the glitches that you see here. I only release public builds when I'm pretty sure that it's solid. But it's going to be a while to get all the GGPO netcode in. So that'll be the next big update. When that's all ready, then I'll update the public release, but that's going to be a while. Made a lot of improvements since then too. I decreased the input lag, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, just hit up GameJolt for that. I think it. Let's see. Does Scrubbat have a link to it? Oh yeah, there you go. There's a link in chat. How about that? I had a feeling you did. Okay. Yeah, so this is 1, 2, this is 3, 4, which is really just 3. And then this is real time 3. And then this is, yeah. Okay. So we want the frame duration to be what, 16 times 2? What the hell is that? 32? Yeah. And this one's gonna be 16. Hey! Hey! Deku! Thanks, man. That's awesome. Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that.
I heard JoJo!
Yep!
Thank you!
It was Deku Star.
Thank you, Dexter Star!
Says you got an emote thanks to Deku Star subscription. Okay, cool. I have to, there you go. I don't know. It's something about parkour. I don't know what that's about. So. That's cool though. I really need to get on putting emotes in the thing, so. That just further reminds me to do that. But thanks, man. Alright, 16 MS. And then this one will be 16. And this one will be 32. Hold on. I'm trying to do this in my head. I'm terrible at mental math. So we're just going to cheat and say 3 times 16 because I'm stupid and at 48. I knew it all along. 48. Wow, I'm dumb. Alright, and then we do one more frame. So one more new frame here. We're going to delete that because it's no longer relevant. And then this here, we'll just swing the alignment. It's fine. I'm sure I can come up with my own alignment. We want to onion skin here so we can see the previous one under it. Oh, well, that's a strange offset, doesn't it? Kind of a strange flow to it. Yeah, it should be alright. Yeah, that looks okay. Boom. And we'll buffer it with a blank frame in front and a blank frame in back. And those will be 100 and 100. No, they'll be 50. 50. There. Okay, maybe that should be 100. Oh, 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 there you go. Flash warning, by the way. Probably a little late now, but... So there, that's what we have currently. And so we want to build an effect that will satisfy the... Because our current effect is basically this. Boom, boom. And it's just a scaled... It's not even a redrawn sprite, it's a scaled sprite. I'm trying to remove all the scaling from all the graphics, because it just doesn't work with the aesthetic. Hey, no, that's fine. No problem, man. We're doing okay. I still got a lot of arm pain, and that's gonna take a long time to heal, but hey, don't worry about it. I appreciate it. I see you coming back. I recognize you. So, you're not forgotten, for sure. Yeah, so that's the thing. If you have black before you have white, it makes the black more, or it makes the white more intense. Actually, I should put in a background here, so we can kind of see it on a different thing here. What do we want to do for that? Just a solid color, right? Might be a better idea. Oh, why can't I? Oh, is it not visible? There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. This one's gonna have to. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. What am I painting then? Oh, back up. Okay. This one's gotta go to the bottom. This one's background. Okay. Oop. Oh. And then I think I have to link these frames. Can I do that? Yeah, link cells. There we go. Okay. So if you don't have the black, it's easier to see with this background here. The black creates kind of like a void, and then the contrast with the white on the next frame makes the white more intense than it would be normally. And I can prove that to you easily by deleting this frame. And we're going to make this 32, so it's 2 frames of white. See the difference? And now again with the black. See how it's kind of like, it emphasizes the contrast in there. It really like sucks you into it. So that's a little trick. Dark before light makes light more intense because of the contrast between the 2 frames. It's almost like a snapshot being taken, like a camera flash, when you view it in motion. You can see it really take an effect when you do a Shinku. See, it bounces between dark and light, dark and light. Whoa. That last one there, that last hit actually has some red in it. You may not consciously see it, but it makes a difference. It feels like it's damaging. It just gives it that extra little pump. Oh, okay. None the red. I'll actually pause it there. And he's gonna jump up, so that's dark, light. Remember what we talked about? It's a little subdued though. Got a subdued white on there, but that's only because the next hit, boom, red, black, white, kind of like a pinkish. Yeah, exactly. You didn't see it, but your brain did. Exactly. Ah, I can't do it now. Boom. 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 If you're looking for it, you can see it. But it just feels more impactful, feels more damaging. Because it's red. Red is the color of danger. It's the color of blood. It's the color of fire. Now, when red occupies the whole thing, you can absolutely see that. So, like, Terry's got... Or not Terry, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Hat Terry, right? Or non-Hat Terry. Non-Hat Terry has fire moves. And you can absolutely see... You can see the red here because all the frames are orangey reddy. Orange and red. So you absolutely see it there, but when you mix it in with the white, it's kind of hidden in there. But it makes all the difference, for real. Cool. And we use different intensities for different types. Ones that are going to repeat a lot, you don't want the same intensity as a full one. So same thing here. Oh, he's going to do... Yeah, he's going to do Shoryu. That's going to be hard to counter hit on. Well, I guess he'll counter hit me and it gets the same thing. So, like, the flash here for counter hit is much more intense than the flash you get from just this. It is just a bit more subdued. It's a little easier on the eyes. Because you're doing, you know, what? How many hits was that? 19. You got 19 flashes, you know, going on there. So you want to keep it, you know, not eye bleeding. And I think the flashes for here are a little more intense for the Shoryu Reppa because there's not as many of them. So they have a different intensity to them. And then Ken doesn't have any... Ken doesn't have any fire on that one. But you can see there, each hit is a bit more intense because they're not flashing like 3 of them in a second, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they feel hot, but they're not as intense as they come off. So you get basically 3 frames, yeah, then the yellowy, orangey, red, 3 frames, orangey, red, etc., etc. Until you get to the final hit. And that's 2 frames of red, 2 frames of red at dark, and you're out. And that's the burning, the intense burning feeling you get off that last hit. Like it feels like if you look at Ryu's when he's lit up with fire, look at the color that Ryu is compared to around him. So Ryu's, the fire of course is bright, but the inside is burned. It's dark. It's red. And that's what gives you that good contrast on it. And then it wears off. Guess he might have to. He doesn't have to be on wake up attack right now. You get that on all the fire moves. Any fire move has that effect to it. So you got that. All right. Oh. We're running out of time here. We still got about a half hour to really get this going here. So maybe we'll get a little bit. I'm flying blind on this. I didn't prepare. I'm just kind of winging it as to how this is supposed to look. But we'll see. We'll see how this is. My expectation on how this is going to go is that it's gonna require some white here Yeah, a fire tornado for Ken. Basically, it's basically what it is. It sucks him in. I think that we're gonna need. No, just gonna really hit effects. Let's make a new layer. Or just call it draft. I think what I'm going to do. Turn these off. I think what's gonna happen here is we're gonna end up with like energy coming in, and then it's gonna hit here, and then it's gonna be built here, and it's gonna like pop outward, kind of. I think that that's how it's going to go, and then here it's gonna be dotted out the outside. Because it's gotta, I don't know. I feel like if there's nothing here at first, then like, I don't know, like the flash kind of comes out of nowhere. That's my expectation. That was what I've been thinking about this week when thinking about approaching it. That it's gonna come in, and then this acts as like the burst, and then it's gonna fly out from there. Maybe not so much as a wave, but, you know, as some sort of burst. What am I using to make the art? It is Asprite. A-S-E-P-R-I-T-E. Ace. A-A-S-E? Sprite? Or Ace? I don't know. They spell it weird. You can see it, though, up here. Hopefully. Up at the top. Asprite. So let's see. Here. There you go. There's the info. It's like $15, I think. Not like 10, 15 bucks. It's totally worth it because it's got great timeline controls and stuff. So I like it. I would recommend it. It's of course not free. There are other free utilities out there. So whatever works for you. I guess you would have to have some kind of like start of a spark here, and then it would be bigger. So can I? Yeah. So that would be a little bit here, here, here. I guess these would have to be bigger. Ooh. Something like this. You know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm trying to get at? And then from here you'll have the remnants of it. Something like this. And that was just my thought process on it at first. Again, I didn't really think too much about it, but you know what I mean? Something like that. Something to augment what's already there is really the goal. Is to augment the current hit spark. So it's an additional layer on top of it. And it should give it some more like impact, like, oh boom, like that's a really big hit. Holy crap, you know what I mean? Not an artist, so anything will work unless it's complex. Asprite's not too bad. You might have to look at a few tutorials to get used to it, like with all the controls, but it's pretty simple for what it does. Yeah, I mean, I think it should have some kind of wave coming off of it too, like that, but I don't know. But you get the idea. It's kind of the whole flow of it, how it's supposed to work. So I don't know. That was my thought. I'm not 100% sure how to execute on this, but we're just gonna wing it, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's draft. We'll do a new layer of counter FX. I guess I can dial down the intensity so we don't see it everywhere. So it might require me to do a little frame in between here and the black, but I'm not sure. I thought that, I don't know. And see, I don't know if this should be above or below. It gets complicated. So let's see, I want a 240 anyway. So let's go to 240. I guess it kind of depends on. I feel like this frame almost might be the one to start with. So I don't know the proper way to do this. But if I'm gonna plan out like where my spikes are, right? I don't know if I should follow. I feel like they should complement the places that are already here, right? So like the big ones would be like here, maybe? And then they would complement the shape of the next set, you know what I mean? So then they would complement the shape here. That way they wouldn't be competing with the other spikes, so that are just complementing. And I guess maybe like one here. Something like that. And I could do like a tiny one here, right? I don't know, I'm just winging this shit. Like, I don't know, like that's how I feel about it, that these spikes should complement what's already there and not necessarily compete. So let's take out that first draft. This is going to be draft 2. Hey, that's how it works sometimes, right? Like, this is really crappily animated, but you get the idea. Like, I just want to keep the place here of what's supposed to be here. Should be above. The shockwave spikes have to be strictly straight and not rotated between frames. Should be above. What is above? Above? You mean on layered on top? Is that what you mean by above? Yeah, layered on top. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, they have to be strictly straight, not rotate between frames. Fair enough. Fair enough. Makes me wonder from here to here. Just I guess theory, maybe, if you want to put it that way, is that they should be like coming in first, like sucked in. Like they're coming into the attack before it explodes. I know these obviously don't line up with what I drew there, but then it turns into a thing that comes outward. Oh, rotation creates a glint. Oh, that's cool. Gotcha. I'm thinking they should look like they're pulling inward first, and then the flash is really the burst, and then the aftermath comes after that's my thought. I don't know if it's right or wrong, it just is what popped into my head. So let's see, because of this, let's see, we got, oh actually I could just draw it on here and then copy it to the other one. These are all right. I think I'm going to redraw this one to get the angle here. So they're going to have to be like this. I'm just kind of like laying things out here. It's not animation yet, but it's just kind of getting the idea of where do these things have to exist, essentially, on each frame. Make this a little straighter so that they're a little more noticeable. Actually, that one was a straighter of the two. Okay. Oh, no, that kind of shifted. That's not good. Okay, now that we got this frame, let's redo this one now, right? Actually, I could, if this is just going to be the layout, right? It just tells me where they're supposed to be. I could just copy that to all the frames. So this is line, my line, right? So these are going to be linked and these are gonna be linked. Oh, well, that didn't come out right. Let's go here and link those. Oh, I should link all three of these and then get rid of this one. Okay, so that tells me where the lines are supposed to be. And we can delete them on here, because they won't be applicable to those. Okay. Call it draft line, I guess. I don't know. This is what you get when you watch the scrub. I don't know. I just don't know. We're just going. We're just going, man. I kind of feel like there should be maybe like one here somewhere. I don't like the way that angle looks. Probably should be using the line tool for this, but of course I don't because I'm dumb. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's not in the way of anything else. That's alright. And then we can add little ones as I go on. Like that's not bad. I feel like maybe a little companion here. Yeah, it's starting to come together a little bit. Ooh. It's not a good angle though. I'm gonna have to check it on this one. So we have to come out like this. Yeah. Something still bugs me about it. Still bugs me. That's alright. That works. And so, okay. So this will be my guide. That's where my things are coming from and going to. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Let's save this. Counter hit spark special. So that's for special attack. We might make like a bigger one for a more intense one for supers, but we'll see. Okay, so then, yeah, we want to look at it in comparison to this. The ring size was pretty good, I thought, in terms of that. So let's do a new layer here. Kind of just get the ring size. Let's take out the draft line. It's a little hard to see here, but we'll get it up okay. It'd be nice if I had my pen. My drawing tablet doesn't work anymore. Turn on. We got this. Oh, I guess this will also have to be linked. Yeah, I guess, yeah, all these are linked, but then we're gonna remove these two in the middle. But then it still shows the connection. Cool. I feel like given the effect, it might be too small, but I don't know. But we'll play with it and see how it goes. Time. Yeah, we got some time. Okay, and again, these are just my guidelines here. They're not animated yet. I just kind of keep my head straight. Uh-oh, how was that? To optimize your storage use, we've turned on storage sense for you. Oh no, am I running out of disk space? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's technically in the red. I got 6 gigs left. It won't take up 6 gigs. Frick, the stream last night, which was like 5 hours, that only took up like 5 gigs of space, so we're not gonna hit that. Not in the next 30 minutes here. Okay, now that I have these, I have to do the hard part. So let's turn them down to 50. 49 is fine too. And so now they give me a nice little guide. Hey, hey! Skyward Nico, thanks for the follow. That was an easy one to say. Okay, so I feel like, man, I don't know how to make energy coming in. I think I might be okay with energy coming out, but how does energy flow in? How does it look like it's coming in? Like, should it be bulbed here and then come to a point? Like, that's my first instinct here. Like, and that would be energy coming in because here's the bulk of it and it's being sucked in. I don't know if that's right or not. That would be my first thought. And so that they're kind of coming in down this way. Of course, the doesn't mean that they'd spike out the same way it comes in either. But I don't know if that... You don't have enough frames to suck energy in and then have it push out. It doesn't have room to breathe. Okay. So what the heck should I do then for the pre-hit area? So this happens to be 2 frames here. And then those 2 frames, and then this is an additional frame. So this is delays for 2 frames, sucks in, or does whatever, and then it bursts out here. So right now it's just got a black orb in front, which I know doesn't look quite right. I think maybe if some sort of black was surrounding the hit spark in the first couple frames might work. And then it's got to push out after that. Well, I suppose I could just start with this frame. Suppose there's also the idea that I don't know if the flash should be delayed so that it covers this one as well. So this one's not here and it just goes right to here, but I don't know. Part of me feels that it would be good to have this frame anyway. Because then you get a little bit extra to work with. Oh, I don't know. Part of me thinks the easiest frame might be this one to work with as a start. I don't know. It's my first rodeo here with this, so yeah, fuck it. Let's just start doing shit. Start doing shit, right? I guess it would spike out, so it would be bigger here at the bottom than the top. Something like that, I guess. Fill that. Just think about pushing energy outward from the impact point for the whole animation. I probably should really be looking at some references for this shit. But I'm just gonna be a stubborn piece of crap and not do that, right? I'm gonna tough it out. Cowboy animation. Here we go. Gonna tough it out in the wild. I don't know. I'll look at something in a minute, probably. Yeah, Third Strike, man. It's good. It's good shit. I knew I needed the vibes today to get through this pixel art. Absolutely needed that kind of vibe. Now let's turn the hit effects off and actually kind of fill into the middle here. And get them all. We'll adjust the shapes a little bit here and there. Just kind of get them in the middle. Get them to the center, basically. Don't know if they should be cut off in the middle, because it might look a little strange to completely cover the hit, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it is more energy coming out, so you would expect the middle to be more white. Oh, is that good?
Yeah, alright. A little less sweet.
Oh, there's not much inside of it, that's why.
Well, it's still an adequate amount. It feels like when you bite into it, you don't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just there's not enough filling. Like it's fine, but it's just it doesn't feel like I thought it would. So that's all. Oh yeah, I can onion skin it. Sort of. It's not coming through though. How come it's not showing the onion skin of the? I got that. Onion skin? Should be onion skin. How come it's not showing? Oh, you know why? Because the background. The background's opaque. Oh geez, that's a mess. That's an absolute disaster. I'm just gonna have to go back and forth on it. Okay. So it would be like this for this one. This for this one. That's part of that one. I don't think that's... Yeah, that's not an actual one there. Oh, I got Discord messages. Oh boy. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, sure. Let's take a look at those. Well, thank you very much, Larry. There's energy coming in. Yeah, it's a little more bulbous. That's what I figured. And then energy coming out. Oh yeah, look at it go. It's like an extra spark at the end too. Hum hum hum. Well, hold on. Let us save these and take a look at these. Where's chat? Gotta bring chat up. Where's chat? There's chat. Okay. We can look at these. Oh, because you just whipped these up in like a second, didn't you? I bet you just whipped these up while I've been sitting here plotting out my damn lines in about like 3 minutes. Shit, that looks cool though. Fuck. A little longer than a second, but they're fairly quick. Yeah, fair enough. I guess when you've been doing them so long. Shit, it looks cool though too. I'm looking at it and I'm like, what game's that from? Shit, that looks cool too. Fuck me. So you do it in 2 waves too. Well, I guess yeah, because this is like 2 things at the same time. So, I see what you. If you planned it together, you could get this kind of result, like when you made it originally. I think is what you're trying to show here. Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to find a way to. Yeah, it's a bit different. Like you've got the real intense spark at the start and at the end. Oh, yeah, let's close this. We don't need this. Don't need this. Ugh. Oh, I should also extend my canvas a little bit, just in case I need the space. Boop. And in fact, I don't really need all that space either. Take it to there. That should be adequate. I can always extend it if I need it. So when energy's coming out, I think I see the trend here is that it shoots out really quick and then it stalls its momentum. Like it's really, really, really quick at first, and then the momentum just kind of dies out, and then it turns into a little spark at the end, and then it dies out. So that would mean, if I understand this correctly, that would mean these should actually be pretty long in some cases. Oh, not too long. So they're just kind of like tracers in a way. I don't know. I guess maybe the thicker one should be first, though. Let's see. What's it look like? You see, they get thinner here. They're thicker first, and then they get thinner, and then they're just little juts. The spikes turn into okay, bulb, spike, and then out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Where here, I've got these are really thick, and these ones would be thinner, but yeah, that's not quite right. So yeah, so these should be thickest here. Something like this, I guess. I might have to thin these down, or maybe just make these a bit bigger. Hard to tell, because they're more like your first frame here is really bulby, like it's really round. That's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I'm kind of trying to do here, and then they shoot. I guess they gotta really be bulby. So. And I'll play with it as I go along, but just trying to do one thing at a time. Trying to concentrate on doing one piece at a time here, and then see how it looks, so then I can adjust from there. Trying to learn at a pace here. And then there's, well, I guess this is kind of a double bulb. One here, but then there's a bigger one here, and that's a biggie. He's a biggie. And he's kind of a biggie one too, so make him a little biggie. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one and just kind of like do them all first, and then we'll go back and look at them again. I feel like this one should be really big because this one shoots out really far, and then he's got a little buddy, and I'll fill in the middle a little bit here, something like that. The eye tracks the change in shape better if it's at its thickest from the start. Gotcha. Oh, we'll get rid of that. Don't know if they should show up automatically until the flash happens. And then it's like, and then here they're gonna end up at the end here. No, it should be smaller than that. I'll just draw lines first. So they're basically at the end here. I'll straighten them up in a minute. I'm just trying to get them all in here so I can kind of take a look at them. You got KFC down there. Oh no, we're in Kentucky. We're in KFC land. Again, I know that looks weird, but we'll tighten that up in a second. I just want to see what everything looks like when it's all together here. And then this. And so I want to turn these off and see what this looks like. It's alright. It's not super great. Oh, I was gonna say it looks a little strange because my my parts here, the flash parts are not.
Is it a landline phone?
Maybe on the bed?
Find it.
I don't know then. There we go. That's not as distracting. You do see him though. I feel like it's getting a little lost in frame, but you do see them. You know what? Hold on, let me... Oh shoot, not that one. If I go here... Ah, crap, what happened? No, I just want one frame. Copy that. Here. Duplicate. Cut that one. This one's what, 32? Yes, 16. 16, 16. What if... what if this was black? First. I know I didn't do a good job of covering all the parts here, but what if this is black first? Frame 1, 2, 3, 4. Will that feel like it's sucked in? You definitely see it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You do definitely see it. 16. Yeah, it's only 16 of us. Just make sure they're all one frame. You do definitely see the damn thing. I don't know if it's good or not, though. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I kind of feel like if this one's going to be here, it might have to be under it. So if we erase here, it's kind of a shitty way to do it here, but just kind of see where the points are. This really just here. Okay, doing exploratory surgery here. So it's around here. There's a bit here, and we'll fill in the gaps of what I cut out and didn't mean to. Kind of wonder if the darkness around it might work. I'm just spitballing here, like I'm just shitting. See what's up. Okay, so then we can now go back and replace some of this. So I messed that one pixel up. So here, yeah, here. Nope. Okay. Wonder if that would help. It does kind of lose its bit there. Ah, shit, that's the time over. Alright, well, we'll let it go a few minutes. The other alternative to doing this, I think, would be just to make the hit explosion black itself. So let's copy this to here. And we'll redo this frame as copy this to here, and then we'll just color it black. So, just gonna do it real quick here. It's probably a faster way to do this, but I'm just messing around, so we're gonna do it this way. And that way, maybe we don't need anything specific to the first part here. As Match on Millennium itself does this, it does introduce some black frames to give a little more pop. Again, that contrast is important. something like that, maybe. Actually, it looks kind of nice. It actually does look kind of nice. Yeah, so, hold on, stop here. There, boom, boom, and then it goes black, and then... And now I need straighter lines, because I'm terrible at line work. This one's okay. This one's not that great. That one's not that great. In fact, most of them aren't that great. You get the idea, though. This one's okay-ish. This one's alright. Well, it's not god-awful, at least. These seem pretty straight for the most part. That one's not. Jeez, that one's not at all. Yeah, I don't like that black one that we did before. Like, I like this one, so we're gonna keep that. I just deleted that layer so we don't have to have it in there. Yeah, that one kind of moves, so this one's gotta be kind of more here. Yeah, that's a lot more. That's a little better. Looks like this should be a little straighter. So, cut down. You know what? Actually, probably what I should do. Cut this down. And you know what? I probably should have done this from the beginning, but I should put a dot like where the center is. Now I look like an idiot because I didn't put my dot. Alright, let's put a black dot. Like, I don't know, where is the center? Let's take a look. Looks like that's the center. At least that. Oh shoot, that's gonna... Yeah, we need this to be... Hold on. Wake so. Well, I'm not returning yet. I'm right here. There. That looks like the source of everything. So I probably should have done that to begin with. Now, I can look to see if my lines actually line up there. Like some do and some don't. Yeah. Alright, well it was a good experiment. So I think we can take it to the next stage next time. And I've learned a few things. So, that works. And now I'll just, like, this one's alright. This one's alright. This one's kinda alright. And now I can kind of, like, retrace these using that focal point as my guide to make sure everything's lined up properly. And then go from there. I think that would be the way to go. I think that would work. And then I can kind of redraw these. I mean, spikes are easy enough to draw. So it's not like I'm wasting a lot of work here. Now, this was good though. It was a good learning experience for this. I like this. Center point. Face it straight. Yeah, pretty much. So what I hit this. I gotta bring it back up. Yeah. So without that, it's a start. It's a start. And then, I mean, we're gonna have the ring too. There's gonna be a ring to it, and that's gonna pop out. So it's gonna have more volume than this. But I think it looks all right. Like the general direction, especially when I'm looking at the 1x1 preview here. Like the general direction looks pretty good. Like the size should be adequate to see what's going on. I think that'll be cool. And just to kind of like compare it with what we have here. Yeah. Yeah, that should be enough to really be noticeable, because you want the counter hits to have some noticeable element to them, you know what I mean? You really want the counter hits to have some noticeable elements. I might dial back the distance a little bit, seeing the characters, but yeah, that'll be a decision for next week. See how far we should take it. It is a special attack, so it should be pretty big, but the super attack will be even bigger, so there's that. And it looks, man, those spikes look good, like the size with that ring, the size of that ring looks appropriate with the size of the spikes. I don't know, maybe I'll have to keep them that big. Hey, it's a special attack, right? So it's gonna have to be big. It's gotta be bigly, right? It's gotta be bigly. So yeah, let's take that out. Let's put the center point back on, just so I have it when I look at it next time, and I realize it's there. Okay, it's bigly. Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, let's save that, and that'll be it. Yeah, bigly. That'll be it for today. So, thanks everybody for coming out and checking the stream out. We've got the 24th, so August 24th, we'll be back on another Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll do that, and we'll also be back on Sunday to play a game, and I don't know what game that will be. We've kind of cleared our plate there. Because of my arms, which are not very happy right now after sitting at the desk here and doing this work, but it was fun to alleviate my arm pain playing with the split Joy-Cons, one Joy-Con in each hand. So I'm kind of limiting things to Switch games right now, because that'll help me heal up, because holding a normal controller hurts, so that sucks. But we'll get through it. There's a lot of great games on Switch, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But just to let you know, we'll have to limit things to Switch. Yeah, and that'll be the 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been debating pushing the Sunday ones at 8 p.m. though, so either way. Yeah, and that's it. So I do those 2 streams a week, and so that'll be it for now. We'll see you guys on Sunday and Monday. So we've got, as mentioned before, we've got patrons that help keep the stream running, the YouTube going, all that stuff. I gotta catch up on those YouTubes too, because it just really hurts to sit at the desk here, and video editing takes a while. But I gotta make a push to get that going. So anyway, we've got sort here. We've got patron names to read out. So we've got Zombie Killer, Miguel Tabasco, Slugs Gears of War, Purple Chungus, Wakened Emperor, Mike Cruz, Danny Caballero, Uncle Roy, Taryn Williams, AJ, Rui Luis, Bryce Nagalingam, Angel, Ben K, D-Money 107, and LD Walker. That's Larry. Thank you, Larry. That's who was helping with the animation. So, double thank you. You saved my hide today. Now it looks like I slightly know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I gotta get out of here. I gotta rest my arms. We got a Discord. If you want to check out the Discord, link in the chat. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, links down below. You can catch me on Twitter at MarkDWiz, and that's pretty much all I got for now. So you guys have a good one, and scrub out.